service, as in community service. And what I found is it really developed me a lot as a college student. I learned a lot about myself, learned some new skills, had a lot of good memories from doing that service. So I want to share some of the things that hopefully, if you're not doing service already, will kind of tell you that you should start doing a little more service and kind of expand your horizons. So the first thing is you meet a lot of new people, and the one really nice thing about it is they're really good people. I've never been to a service event and thought, man, these people are terrible. They're just like a bunch of bad people. Like I've really, pretty much at every service event I've been to, they're really good people. There are people that are looking to improve the world in whatever way possible. One service event over my college experience that was really enjoyable was Safe Rides. If you haven't heard about Safe Rides, it's where there's actually, we were located on the college campus in the Union, it'll be that way. And pretty much what we do is you would pick up college students from usually either a party or a bar and take them back to their house. And there was always really funny stories. And you would either be a navigator or a driver. And there was always really funny stories I had out of it. There was one time where I picked up a couple from a bar, and I think you've all heard of the Element apartments. So we were in the bar downtown, and then she said, oh, we're going to the Element. I'm like, okay. Then she said, go that way, go that way. I'm like, okay. So we get on the freeway, and I'm thinking, this is not right. Why are we going this far? And I'm thinking maybe she's like, there's another Element maybe outside of Sacramento. And then once I found out, like within about 10 miles of driving, that was the Element near Sac State, I'm like, oh, so we're gonna have to drive all the way back. So what happened at the end was I probably spent about 10 to 15 extra miles of where it would have only been about a 5-mile drive. So you're dealing with people that have had a lot to drink. I picked up bars that are just completely out of it, and they tell wild stories. One time they actually hit on my navigator, which was pretty crazy. But it's really, even though it's a little crazy, it's a lot of fun. And I like those experiences. I like that I'm able to kind of do something that's good, because these people might have gone into a car when they were drunk and they got in an accident. So you're helping them out. And that's what's really enjoyable. Another thing that you really get from community service is building like a new skill that you hadn't had before. You do so many different kinds of, there's so many different kinds of community service that you can learn something that maybe I could pick something up really hard that weighed a lot, or you might develop some leadership skills. There was one community service where I actually learned some new community service skills, which was a Girl Scout cookie run-in. Pretty much what this is, you're in this big kind of open area, and all these different families in their cars go and pick up their Girl Scout cookies. And pretty much what my job was I had to direct people from one area to the next. And it was very hectic, because it would almost sometimes be about 50 cars backed up. So I was constantly moving. My brain had to be really on top, so I could really know what to do and what to direct people, because it's very easy where there could be big stop gaps. The only thing that kind of sucked about that is I didn't get to taste any Girl Scout cookies. And it was pretty long, it was like 5 hours. But it was a fun one, I enjoyed it. I was with a lot of cool people. We did a really good job. Yeah, that guy too, he was there. And it was a really enjoyable experience. And you get a lot from that. You can try a lot of different events and see what fits you. And this might lead you to learning more about what kind of job you want. Because like this Girl Scout cookie job will be, if you really like that, you might figure out that you want to do something that's really fast-paced, where you're interacting with people a lot, you want to direct people a lot. And that's what I really got out of that, is that I actually enjoyed that. And another example of where you can learn skills that I did was birthday magic. And birthday magic was pretty crazy, because pretty much what you're doing is you're going to this house and you're throwing a birthday party for underprivileged kids. And that's really great. I really was happy about that. But they're very young kids and very exuberant kids. So pretty much I spent that couple hours just chasing around kids, trying to keep them under control, because hey, it's a birthday, so they're going to go crazy. So it was a really enjoyable one, but it was also very hectic because you had kids that were throwing toys around. It was just like pick it up, throw it, and it was like you're telling them, no, don't do that, don't do that. And then they would just like not really listen to you and do it again. Just kind of annoying, but it was still fun. It's cool to give kids like a nice birthday party when they might not have the resources or the money right now to actually have a really good birthday. Another thing that community service really does is it builds a nice work foundation. And what I say by that is, since you're doing a lot of work, it's building where you're always going to be busy and you're always going to do a lot of good things in the community. And that looks really good. Those one community service that I went to where we were just planting trees. And it was a fun service, but what I really felt afterward, and I was there for probably about 3 hours, and it was in the morning, was I actually gained a lot more from that than if I just stayed home and watched TV. Because I was working hard on my body, and I was also kind of learning how you actually plant trees, which there is kind of a science to it. And I found like those 3 hours were much more productive than if I would have done something else. So if you get yourself out there, it really helps. And another thing is most employers like if you have some community service in your background. You don't have to do as much as me because with my organization I had to do 20 hours per semester. But just doing a few hours every month would be really good. And it's just good to get out there. An employer, if you show that you've done community service, it shows that you're wanting to help improve the community and yourself. And that always looks really good. So in conclusion, it's really important to do a little bit of community service for yourself and for the world, because we always want to have a lot of money, we always want to have nice things, but it actually feels a lot better whenever you can just help someone else out. I know the times that I've usually felt really great is when I've never gotten any money out of a situation, but I just helped someone else out. And I always feel a kind of a good feeling in my heart, and that truthfully means a lot more than having $1,000 in my pocket. So I really hope you guys will do sometime do a lot of community service, because it really helps out the world and yourself. Thank you.